Hello friends, I am Mrs. Tanmay Nikhil Kute, working as an assistant professor in Department of Information Technology of Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Engineering. In this video, we are going to study about different types of PIC interrupts and interfacing part 1. In the upcoming video or in this video, you are able to study what is interrupt, types of interrupt, what exactly happens inside the CPU when the interrupt is occurred, what do you mean by polling, difference between interrupt and polling, how to handle or how to execute the interrupt, and at the end the one important interrupt control register called as INTCON register. Interrupt. Let's start with the definition of interrupt. Interrupt, it is a signal sent to microcontroller to indicate him that some event or some device needs immediate attention to it. Interrupt can be considered as it is a request to the processor to stop the current execution of task and execute the special code or execute the special routine. In another way, interrupt are basically internal or external signals that suspends the main routine that is being executed or that is in the execution. Interrupt is basically used to notify the processor that some device or any device needs immediate attention of the microcontroller. Interrupt, it is a type of signal through which you can intimate to the processor that processor has to look after that particular interrupt. Interrupt, it is a hardware mechanism. Interrupt, it is a signal which is able to stop the execution of current task. Processor has to handle that interrupt, and then after handling the interrupt, the remaining execution of the process will resume back. In opposite side of interrupt, there is new mechanism called polling. Polling is the hardware mechanism, or polling is the protocol in which your CPU or the CPU of the microcontroller will continuously monitors whether any device needs the attention or not. That timestamp may vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. Interrupt and polling are exactly opposite to each other. We can differentiate between interrupt and polling in such a way that on one hand side of interrupt, it can occur at any time. On the other hand side of polling in which it is a protocol mechanism in which your CPU is continuously checking about if any device needs attention or not. Interrupt is not a protocol, it is a signal. Polling is a type of protocol. Interrupt can be handled by interrupt handler. Polling, the device is received or serviced by the CPU. If any request, any attention is received by the polling, that attention has to be resolved back by the CPU. Interrupt can take place at any random time. Polling is the steady or the continuous check of the CPU after some time. For example, if the polling time is equal to 15 minutes, so in every 15 minutes your CPU will try to identify whether some device needs its attention or not. When any kind of the interrupt occurs to the processor has to stop its current execution. Now I am elaborating or explaining about the steps to execute the interrupt or steps to handle the interrupt. When any interrupt has been occurred to the microcontroller first need to follow these steps. Step number 1, if let us consider that my microcontroller is busy in executing the addition wala program. Simple addition of two numbers. The program line of code is equal to 16. At line number 10, if any interrupt has been occurred, Now, under step number 1, microcontroller will finish the execution of that line number 12. Now, after successful execution of line number 12, there should be line number 30 in the execution. But due to interrupt, now processor has to discontinue with this addition wala program. After execution of line number 12, processor will stores the address of line number 30 onto the stack. Stack is the additional memory space of PIC microcontroller. On that stack, my processor is going to store the address of line number 13. After storing the address of line number 13, in step number 3, my processor will approach to the IVT, that is interrupt vector table. Interrupt vector table is the type of table which stores all the first address of the ISR. ISR stands for interrupt service routine. It is a specialized code which we have to execute, or which processor has to execute at the time of interrupt handling. After getting the address of ISR from IVT, interrupt vector table, my processor will jump to that address of ISR. On that particular address, the complete ISR will be present. ISR stands for interrupt service routine. The meaning of routine is program. Now processor will execute this interrupt service routine At the end of every ISR, there is one compulsory instruction called RETI, return from the interrupt. After executing this RETI, that is return from the interrupt, processor will come back to the stack. Onto the stack, he will pop up the address of line number 13. He will jump to that address. On that address, there is line number 13. Our execution has interrupted at line number 13. After popping up the address of line number 13, my processor will jump to that address. He will fetch that line number 13, code of line number 13, and my execution will resume back. This entire process is called as interrupt handling, or steps to execute the interrupt. Here on this slide, I have jotted down the classification of interrupt. Interrupt can be of 6 types. Type number 1, hardware interrupt. These are the types of interrupts which are actually caused by hardware devices or external peripheral devices. Software interrupts. These are the interrupts which are caused by the typing mistake, programming error by the programmer. Maskable interrupts are the types of interrupts which can be avoided for some time, are called as maskable interrupt. Non-maskable interrupt is a type of interrupt which has to address, which has to resolve, which has to handle at that particular moment. Vectored interrupt. Vectored interrupt means the address of ISR is already defined in the code itself. There is no need to approach IVT. And non-vectored interrupt means the address of ISR is not specified in your program. IVT. IVT stands for interrupt vector table. This is the specialized table of your microcontroller or microprocessor in which all the starting address of ISR are stored. If your microcontroller supports 100 types of interrupts, there should be 100 different ISRs for each and every interrupt. And the starting address of that 100 ISR is stored in one special table. That special table is called as interrupt vector table. These are the sources of interrupt. Your interrupt can be occurred due to external device. Your interrupt can be occurred due to timer interrupts. Your interrupt can be occurred due to serial communication, due to port change or analog to digital converter, or in the CCP. CCP stands for compare, capture, PWM mode of the PIC. The last point is the special function register, which is specifically designed for handling the interrupt, and that register is called as INT-CON register. INT-CON stands for interrupt control register. This is the type of special function register which has its overall control on handling and executing the interrupt. This is in front of you is the structure of INT-CON register. INT-CON register is 8-bit register. Bit number 7 is called as GIE bit. GIE stands for Global Interrupt Enable bit. If you set the value of this bit equal to 1, all the global interrupts will be enabled. If you set the value of this bit equal to 0, all the global interrupts coming to the processor are disabled. Bit number 6, PEIE, Peripheral Interrupt Enable bit. If you set the value of this bit equal to 1, it will enable all the non-maskable peripheral interrupt. If you set the value of this bit equal to 0, it will disable all the peripheral interrupts. Bit number 5, T0IE, that is timer 0 overflow interrupt enable bit. If you set the value of this bit equal to 1, it will enable the interrupt which is caused by timer 0 overflow result. If you set the value of this bit equal to 0, it will disable the timer 0 overflow interrupt. Bit 4, INTE, interrupt external interrupt enable bit. If you set the value of this bit equal to 1, it will enables all the external interrupt. If you set the value of this bit equal to 0, the external interrupts are not allowed to come to the processor. Bit number 3, RBIE, that is port B change interrupt enable bit. 1 is obviously for enabling this interrupt, 0 is for disabling this interrupt. Bit 2, T0IF, that is timer 0 overflow interrupt flag bit. 1 will indicate, the value 1 will indicate that the timer 0 register result has been overflowed, and 0 indicates timer 0 register does not overflow. Bit number 1, INTF, that is interrupt enable external interrupt flag bit. 1 to indicate that external interrupt has been occurred to the processor. 0 indicates there is no external interrupt still occurred. Bit 0, RBIF, port B change interrupt flag bit. 1 to indicate change in the port, 0 to indicate no change in the port. So this is all about what is interrupt, what are the types of interrupt, what is the process of exactly behind how the interrupt is handled, classification of interrupt, what is interrupt vector table, what is interrupt service routine, sources of interrupt, and the one important register, interrupt control register. Thank you.